another bass on, guys. Hit me on the drop, literally hit me right on the drop. Beautiful. Like I say, it's been about an hour. I was sitting having dinner, and literally this is the second cast. It don't feel too big, but at the end of the day, I'm happy catching. That's what it's about in my eyes. I've got a little basil coming up. There he is. Beautiful bass there, absolutely cracking little bass. Here we go again. Welcome back. I'll put the radio mics on as soon as I get going. Friday afternoon, about 4:30, we're on low water, waiting for that tide to come back. I've come to my local spot, which is down the ferry. Gonna go on the red gills today. 3-ounce ball head for the spring tide. Obviously, I have got previous videos, which I'll tag at the very end of this video. How to set it up. It's so simple. It ain't looking good. It's blowing a hoolie, and the forecast later on is absolutely dreadful. I was supposed to go southbound tonight, but I cancelled that. I'm just going to come down here for a few hours with a couple of mates. Hopefully we can get something nice out of here today. There's been a lot of bass coming out. Neil's literally just had one. So fingers crossed, guys, we can get in those bass. So let's get going. Let's go get some of those bass. Right, there's me mate Neil. He's already had one out. We're just waiting for that tide to turn a bit more to come in. But Neil risks it. He fishes over the ferry chains. And I don't know how he does it, but he does get out. But that wind's really howling. And the forecast later on is bigger winds and rain. So I'm just going to sit here, wait for the ferry to come back over, and hopefully the tide have picked enough to get in there. But I'll quickly show you the setup. Obviously I've got a chest mount on today, but I've got the old red gill, size 1 hook to nylon up to, I haven't put a bead on the day, I was in a bit of a rush, so basically nylon to swivel, and I've got a 3-ounce ball head, and then to 20-pound braid. And I've got the old pike rod today, the old pike, high prawn pike. And that's what I'm using. And this is what I've used for about 30 years. With the old Pen Fierce reel on that. There's no reverse on it. It's just a straight fish with clutch. And that's it. That's as far as it goes. But I absolutely love this setup. So I'll wait for that tide and then we'll get fishing, guys. Right, here we are. There's a ferry coming over. Gonna get the first cast. I've had a few casts just to stretch my braid out. My braid's been sat for a while. I'm just gonna get the first cast in. There we go. There's a lot of weed still floating about. What I do, I let the tide, now the tide's picked up, just let the line feed through until you can feel that weight hit the bottom. You'll feel it bounce. Right, there we go. Right, let's go for it. Let's see if we can get the first bass. There's an absolutely load of weed. I don't know if that's a fish on or that's weed. Yeah, I think so. It's either weed or stop fighting. That's the first cast. I think we got a fish straight on, guys. Which would be nice for the sesh. First fish, first cast. Let's see, but that we got a massive, oh yeah, we got a big clump of weed. Really big clump of weed. Look at that. What a start to the session. Right, I'll get it off, guys. I'll bring you back. Why is it? Oh, let me wipe the camera. What is it? When you've got the camera off, you get into a little bass. I've literally felt that come straight in, and he's only the hook. Let me just get the rag and I'll get him off properly. But the hook is literally in the corner of his mouth. Beautiful condition. And he's going to go straight back. And hopefully we can get some footage of catching these all bigger when we go. Right, let's get some back, guys. Cracking start. Fish on, guys. Feels a little bit bigger. Oh, that feels a bit better. That feels a bit better. Probably won't be. It's probably about the same size again. But struggling with the weed as well. Let me just take the camera a little bit. Oh, you don't feel bad. You don't feel bad at all. It's fighting well, certainly fighting well. Oh, and I got a load of weed on there as well. We've got a bass. Got a bass behind the weed. Right down there.
Bit better shape?
Yeah, he's right, mate. He's right. That's a bit better. Get me rag. Again, straight in the lip. Another beautiful bass there. Absolute beautiful condition. Lovely silvers. Nice bit of green down the dorsal as well. Absolutely cracking. Let's get that one back. Let's get another bad boy out of here. There we go. Right, let's get this weed off and get going again. Right, let's have a few more casts. Neil's had a couple of small ones out. I've had a couple of small ones out. But there's a lot of weed. Absolutely stacks of weed. It sucks. It's not good. But the sun's come out for 2 minutes. But it's really blowy. And the wind's coming from right to left, so it's keeping the tide off. Oh, I think we got a fish, or we got a load of weed. I think we got a fish on. Fish on. It's either that or it's a massive clump of weed. But this Mayrot's been an absolute pain in Poole Harbour. Absolute pain. There's a lot of weight there. And it ain't fighting like a fish. It's fighting like weed. Oh, we got to carry a bag. We got a PB. Hey, hey. Got a PB. A PB blue carrier bag. Let's get this bit of weed off. We get back out there. That's what you get, people throwing their crap in the seat. And I'll throw that in the bin when I get this sorted out. But there it is. PB carrier bag. That's some idiot's thrown in the sea. Let's get this out again. Let's see if we can get one on. I'm not casting too far out, I'm only casting shallow. But all I'm doing is cast out and let the tide pull the weight and feed the braid through your fingers. Just keep the rod tight so as it stops. I'm off the bottom. But it is better over the ferry. I don't know why, but the ferry chains, it fishes better over the ferry chains. But that wind it's relentless, absolutely relentless. But especially your mackerel, just pull, reel, pull, reel, pull, reel. But yeah, this weed is absolutely relentless. This gets on everything. Right, I'll bring you back. Hopefully we can get a few more fish on. If I don't get fed up with all this weed, it's not good. Right, here's been a mate Neil. Give us a wave, Neil. Some a wave, Neil. Hello. Let's have a wave.
Hi everyone.
We'll sit and watch Neil. Obviously when you're filming yourself, you don't really get the full technique. But we've had a few small bass out, nothing big, but it's still fun.
The other day though.
Yeah, he had a beautiful 59cm bass the other day, absolute beauty, and some cracking gilthead bream. So Neil's doing really well on the fishing. He's a true professional. Neil is the local talent. But if you watch his technique, he does produce some really nice fish from Poole Harbour. He spends his life here. Nothing on that cast. We'll watch him, guys, because he does produce. So I'm going to go back, get out of his weight, and we'll film him. Yeah, you got a little bit of weed on there. We got a lot of weed. Absolutely. I mean, look at it. It's everywhere. But that wind's relentless. It really is. It's gusting really bad. But Neil's got a 3 ounce on there, and he's got a real small, I'd say 50mm long lure, and he's doing really well with it. What's the lure, Neil? Red gill?
No, it's one of those cheap AliExpress ones.
Cheap AliExpress lure, there we go. And he's doing really well.
That's what I had the 59 on.
That's what he had his 59cm bass on, so it's working. Let's show you Neil's technique from the start now. He's just about to go out. So cast it out, he lets it sink, and then he does exactly the same. He's just feeding the line through his fingers until he knows he's on his spot. And then you'll see him retrieve. Very slow retrieve. He does really slow, he does slower than me. And obviously a lot of weed on his line as well. Right, I'm going to get rid of that, guys. I don't want to sit here. I don't want to watch somebody else. I want to start fishing. Right, Neil's in. Let's see what he's got on there. But something's just tangled all my gear up. Oh, he's doing all right. The old rod's going nicely there. It's got a basil. It's not a bad one, chat.
Too bad.
Look at that, beauty.
Mid-30s.
There he goes. Well done, Neil. The old fishing's got a bit quiet now, even though that tide's picked up. Getting absolutely stacks of weed. So Neil's got home now. I think Neil had 4 or 5 small bass out, and I've only had the 2 so far. But the weeds, it's awful. Just hope it ain't long before it starts clearing up. Every cast, it's just, you think you're getting away with it, and in the last little bit, you're just getting big, seriously big clumps of weed. But that rain is forecast later, so I'm going to make the most of this. Could be a short video, could be a long video. But we've got a little bit of content for the video. But don't forget, like and subscribe, guys. It does help. I'm out there trying every week. Well, I've been out most days now on the lures. But I'm loving the lure fishing. I'll give this one a go with the ferry chains, and I better lose on my gear now. But yeah, it's gone rather dark, and the air's, you can feel the air's gone damp as well. But it's nice to get out for a few hours tonight. Nice to get a couple of small bass. It's better than nothing. But hopefully, I'll probably stay down there for a few hours and I'll wait for that tide to ease up, and hopefully that weed will back off a little bit, and hopefully we can get into a nice bass tonight. But I have got ragworm at home, which I left. I should have brought it really, because I've got to fish slack water for bream. There's been a lot of gilt heads getting caught. But there we go, more weed. Every cast is just like clumps of weed. But yeah, it's just a really basic setup. There's no need to complicate these setups. Obviously, when you get snagged quite a lot down here, you lose a lot of gear. Another bass on, guys. Hit me on the drop. Literally hit me right on the drop. Beautiful. Like I say, it's been about an hour. I was sitting out for dinner, and literally this is the second cast. It don't feel too big, but at the end of the day, I'm happy catching. That's what it's about in my eyes. And we've got a little basil coming up. There he is. Beautiful bass there. Absolutely cracking little bass. You see the hook? That hook is literally just in his mouth. So I'll get the rag, we'll get him off. I'll give you a nice little look. Hook straight out. No damage in the fish at all. There we go, beautiful little bass. Nice small one. I'll get him back. But that tide's coming in quite nicely now. Let's get him back. Off he trots. Let's get back out there. A beautiful bass. Bloke next to me has just brought in. Absolute cracking. They are getting bigger, they are down there, but it's just getting into them. But that's an absolute peach. Absolute beauty of a bass. Right, he's going to go put that back. I'll change my GoPro battery, and hopefully we can get a few more fish. Yeah. There we go. That's that. That is a beautiful bass there. Absolutely cracking. And off he goes. Back down to the deep. Right, I'm going to get about the last half an hour session in. I don't know how long the edit's going to be. Oh, I think I'm straight into weed again. Yeah, straight into weed. Oh no, we're off. We're off the weed. So I'll let that line go back down. Till it bounces to the bottom again. But it's not bad. It's been quite a enjoyable little session actually, to be honest. I think I've still got a load of weed on. Whatever it was come off. But yeah, it's been a good couple of hours out for a Friday. Like I say, I was going to hit the beach, but the forecast is not good tonight. But it's all content for the channel, which is good. Let's just see if we can get one more bass out for the session tonight. And then we'll call it a day. But yeah, we're just getting absolutely hammered by weed all the time. Every cast is just weed. Bit of a shell on there. Right, let's get it back out. Let's hopefully we can get one out of here today. Be nice to get a biggie. But that tide, as you can see, down there is absolutely ripping in. Those seagulls chasing the blackbirds up there. But all I'm basically doing, I'm just waiting for the weight to hit the bottom. You can feel it bounce through the braid, and that's where I like to fish, right off the bottom, and then I just retrieve. Just a nice gentle pull back. It's a bit like mackerel fishing, but not as hard. And obviously I will be back out in the harbour with the surface lures, which I have been doing for the last few weeks and absolutely enjoying that. It's just another added thing in my arsenal for fishing, which is always good, learning new stuff. So I hope you're enjoying the lure fishing videos from an amateur view as well, which is good. And obviously I've had a few people give me a few tips along the way, which I've listened to and I've taken on board. Let's get back out there. Like I say, lure fishing is hard filming, especially when nothing's happening. Just got to stand here and talk. But I'll let that go under. Anything happens, I'll put the old camera straight back on. Right, here we go, fishing with Richard. He has just had an absolutely massive mackerel. That is an absolute stonker. It's thick. Look at the size of it. That's an absolute beauty, Rich.
Cheers, mate.
Well done, buddy.
Thanks.
Sweet, he'll be taking that home for his tea. That is an absolute beauty of a mackerel.